I welcome the Panorama programme investigating issues on feeding children under the age of 5. I think the issues raised are very important and that a lot of parents are confused about what are the right foods to give their children at this age. I think that the way Panorama conducted their investigation was a little unfair. Our closest competitors' fish pie contains more salt than our lasagne. The truth is there is always a compromise between healthy food and taste, and what I try to do is make food that is healthy but children also enjoy eating. My career started following the death of my first child, Natasha, and I wrote a book called The Complete Baby and Toddler Meal Planner, which is a book to give mums the confidence to prepare freshly cooked food for their baby and toddler. And this has helped many parents all over the world, including Shelley Joffrey, who interviewed me for the Panorama programme, who told me that she used this book to feed her children. Many people ask me why I've designed a range of ready meals when I write books on cooking fresh food for children. The truth is that only 35% of mothers cook from scratch. And let's face it, children of 2 and 3 are incredibly fussy and incredibly difficult eaters. It's hard enough getting them to eat anything, let alone something healthy. So I designed the range to include important nutrients for children, but a range that children enjoy eating. The Eat Fussy range is designed as a balanced meal for a child. And the most popular meal in our range is the cod and salmon fish pie. The salmon provides very much needed essential fatty acids, and fish, particularly oily fish, is one of the most difficult foods to get children to eat. What I find very upsetting is that they've tried to make it look as though I've deliberately added salt and sugar to the meals to get children to eat them. But nothing could be further from the truth. I care very much about children and their diets. And the salt in the lasagne is actually in this piece of cheese. We do not add any free salt at all to any of our meals. I've worked as a spokesperson for CASH, Consensus Action on Salt and Health. I've spoken to them at length about the Eat Fussy range, and they agree that in a main meal for a child of 1 to 4, the amount of 1 gram of salt is not excessive. As it states on our packaging, our meals are a generous portion for a 4-year-old. And a 4-year-old, maximum requirements of salt are 3 grams a day, so 1 gram as a main meal is absolutely all right. A young child would not eat an entire portion, or probably eat about half the portion. But even if they did eat the entire portion, they had something like porridge and fruit for breakfast, and a chicken and rice meal, and the lasagne for supper, they would still be having 2 grams of salt a day, which is fine for a young child. The issue was raised about why we didn't put nutritional guidelines on pack. The fact is that other than salt, there are no nutritional guidelines for children under the age of 4. And the salt level is clearly marked on the back of pack. The other issue raised was the cost of the Eat Fussy meals. All our ingredients are free from colourings, flavourings and preservatives, and they all have to be additive free. So many of the ingredients we use are actually organic, and there are very stringent regulations on what you can put into food for children under the age of 4, particularly on pesticide levels, and we are constantly testing to make sure that our pesticide levels are extremely low. If you compare our meal to our closest competitor, our meals would be cheaper. I would advise not to go on the programme, but I felt that I had nothing to hide. I have spent my whole life trying to improve the quality of food for children, both through my books and encouraging mothers to make fresh food for their baby, how to make food for fussy toddlers, and then how to get everybody to eat one meal so you're not cooking separate meals for your child. And now through my meals. No, my meals aren't so worthy that they contain no salt, sugar and fat. I stand for moderation. I stand for real life. I stand for parents who are frustrated when their child tie their nose up at their freshly cooked meal. I don't want children to eat pot noodles and chicken nuggets. I want children to eat a good quality meal, and I want parents to feel that they're giving their child something that will help them, but that their child will enjoy eating. I have to say that I'm very heartened that we've had a lot of calls and emails coming in from people that we work with, from people from the National Health, from mothers who find it very difficult to feed their children. Because what we want to do in this country is we want to find a healthy meal that children will enjoy eating. We don't want to find that the healthy food tastes like sawdust and that children reject it and then end up eating chicken nuggets and pot noodles. There has to be a balance between taste and nutrition.